was going on. So unbelievably happy to have him here as one of the best centre-backs in the world for a long more time.
You mentioned Gabriel. You also signed a new deal in the summer. How key is that partnership when you look towards trying to win the title?
I mean, massively. Consistency and depth is probably some of the most important things within a back four that you need. I mean, we had a lot of, since Koscielny and Mertesacker, I think we had a lot of different, very questionable centre-backs for quite a long time. So to have these two as a bedrock for a number of years, for a few years up to now, and then obviously a few years coming up, is so good. And with Nkapia coming in, Mosquera looking every bit the part that we'd hoped he'd be, and more at the age he's at, I think it's looking really, really good defensively in every different way.
Now, Saliba is yet to win a trophy in his time at the club. Do you think that needs to change in order to keep him happy?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, it's with these kind of players, you do have to deliver. I think that's completely unquestionable. But what this does show is that he fully believes, as the rest of the squad do, that like this is the place to do that. It hasn't happened yet. You could call it luck, you could call it tactics at various different points, and a couple of injuries here and there, and it could have gone another way. But you can see the club is going all in, and that's the transfer strategy at the moment. They've plugged the depth. They spent a lot of money in an unprecedented way, and I really think they believe that this is the time to do it. They've got to start winning to keep these players, and I think we all get that. We need to keep the energy at the club, and I think trophies is the final piece of the puzzle to be able to do that. And there's only so long you can go without doing that. So, and I reckon that'll be this year.
It will be?
Absolutely. Can you not hear the confidence in my voice?
Well, maybe we lost the connection slightly because it went a bit shaky. No, I'm only joking, Toby. Look, you touched on this before, but do you think you could argue a case for Saliba being the best centre-back in the world?
Yeah, look, Van Dijk's been doing it for a long, long time, and I think there's no question, just his experience and his quality and everything he brings, it's difficult to argue that he's not. But in terms of age and where he's at and what he's doing at his age, and how much he's done already, I think there's certainly an argument you could say he's absolutely up there. Funnily enough, I think last season, Gabriel probably had a slightly better season. He's a little bit older. I think he just brings a bit more fire, whereas Saliba's ice. But I really believe that those are the top three, and it's amazing to have both at our club, of two of the top three, I should say.
Great stuff. Toby, great to get your thoughts. Thank you.
The £250 million Arsenal spent this summer means the club have given Arteta an abundance of options when things are not going his way. But his team selection in big games is going to be key if the Gunners are to lift a trophy this season. Having started with the same central midfield Zubimendi, Rice and Merino as a midweek, it was clear early on in the first half that Arsenal needed some more attacking flair on the pitch. The same trio also began the 1-0 loss to Liverpool and led to criticism of Arteta's conservative approach when playing against some of their rivals. The home supporters in the stadium became increasingly frustrated with their side's lack of creativity, despite the efforts of Noni Madueke, who was the most threatening player. In the opening 45 minutes, Arteta brought on ease and Saka at the break, and the impact was immediate as Arsenal upped the ante and managed to pen City in for large spells. This has been an excellent week for Martinelli, who has scored 2 important goals in 2 games after a difficult time in his career. However, the questions will continue to come for Arteta about why his side cannot start matches in the same manner they have finished the last 2. Man City analysis. Guardiola falls just short in attempt to shut up shop by Shamoun Hafez, football reporter in Holland. City have a world-class striker who is in incredible form, and it looked like his effort was going to settle the game before Martinelli's late intervention. The 25-year-old leads the league's scoring charts with 6 goals in 5 matches, having also netted in the Champions League on Thursday, and notched a further 6 for Norway during the recent internationals. City's opening goal on the counter-attack displayed a ruthlessness that will be required by Guardiola's side this season, but dropping 2 points leaves them 8 behind leaders Liverpool already. The champions sit top and have won all 5 of their games so far, So it was imperative City, who have already lost twice, did not drop any points and lose further ground early on in the campaign. But they could not finish the job at Emirates Stadium. Haaland started and finished the move for their goal, winning the ball in his own half before exchanging passes. With the galloping Tijani Reinders and finishing low past the reach of Raya, City pressed Arsenal high up the pitch in the first half and forced mistakes, with Reinders almost doubling the advantage, but seeing a low drive batted away by Raya, Guardiola was happy to sit back and tried to see out the match in the second half, switching to a 5-5-0 formation by bringing on an extra defender in Nathan Ake and replacing Haaland with holding midfielder Nico Gonzalez. However, with time running out, substitute Martinelli's delightful finish salvaged a draw which will leave neither City nor the Gunners satisfied, as an ominous-looking Liverpool side are 5 points clear after as many games.